Hey everyone, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. Gonna continue with our campaign that we started. Gonna be doing our first real run this time.
My obsession caused this great foulness, and it is shameful that I must rely upon you to set it right.
Currently all we have unlocked is the ruins, and
Of madness and morbidity.
this guy's gonna keep trying to talk over us. Currently we only have the ruins unlocked, and there's only one mission available, which is Skirmish, where our goal is to complete 100% of room battles. Unholy abominations, turning the light against itself. Meet them in battle and learn how to fight. It's a short mission and does not involve camping, which we'll get into when we actually get to a mission that has camping. And it's a level 1 mission, which is going to be rough. We have 3 new heroes, which do not have any levels right now, so they're going to take extra stress during this mission. If we manage to complete the goal, which is 100% room battles, we'll get 3,000 gold, 2 busts, and 2 crests. Set these guys up in position. It's going to be a bit rough. They all prefer kind of the back end positions. So we don't really have someone to put in the front. We might end up with the Jester in the front. He has 2 abilities that he can do from the front row. Our Vestal has no abilities. Hand of Light is the front, but we want her in the back. Put her in the back. Our Plague Doctor only has, I guess, 2 abilities to do from the front. Highwayman. Alright, looks like we're gonna do Dismiss in the second slot, Plague Doctor in third, and we'll go with the Jester in the first. Provision for the journey. You'll want to take different supplies depending on what region you're going to, how long the quest is, and your own preferences, but always bring some food and torches. For your first short quest, try bringing at least 8 food and 4 torches. I like to be a little bit extra prepared, even on these short missions. For short missions, I usually end up spending about 3,000 gold. I like going with 12 food and 8 torches. Usually gets me through alright. 12 food's probably excessive, but I just want to make sure I can get through alright. And it gives you a couple extra. If you feed a hero, even if they're not hungry, it'll heal a little bit of health. So I always like to bring a little extra. Usually bring at least 1 shovel. You'll run into obstacles that if you clear with a shovel, nothing happens, but if you have to use your bare hands to clear it, then you'll gain stress and you'll lose health by trying to clear it by hand. Skeleton key you can use to unlock things. There'll be chests and other things that'll be locked during the mission. If you try to break into them, they'll be trapped and you'll end up taking damage. If you have the key, you'll actually gain things from them instead. Medicinal herbs can cure diseases and maladies. Bandage will heal bleeding effects. Anti-venom counters blights, poisons, and toxins. Holy water used to purge evil and restore purity. Not quite sure what that's used for. There's a couple shrines and stuff that you can run into. I think you can use this for, which will give you, not sure if it gives you like a buff or if it reduces stress or something, but we're gonna ignore those. Just go with food, torches, and shovel. And that's everything. Forget how much we started with, but let's embark. Oh, there we go. Once holy idols and shrines have been corrupted to favor pagan gods, holy water can help restore them to their rightful condition. So that's what the holy water is used for.
The fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
So here's our map. We have to complete 100% of room battles, so we don't know where everything is right now, so we'll probably just end up going to this dead end and then doubling back and then finishing the rest of the dungeon. Unless we get scouting and there's no battles there. But we'll come to that when we get to it. We'll deal with that when we get to it. There's a crate, stashed heirlooms, 2 busts. Unburned torch. We got surprised. That's not good. Threw us completely out of order. Could do Hand of Light's ranged, 75% accuracy, 33% less damage, 3% chance to crit, but the target... Guess it's kind of a debuff for the target and a buff for us if they're unholy. He resisted. Sucks. Emboldening Vapors, 15% damage, but just from one target, so we're not going to do that. We'll blight this guy. He resisted. Tempting Goblet does a little bit of damage and increases stress for if it hits the target, so that's never a good thing. Do Grape Shot Blast, does damage to multiple targets. If we hit, one guy dodged, but we did damage to these front 2 guys. Graveyard Slash just does damage. Dirk Stab, melee, moves him forward 3 spots, so that's actually not bad. Forward 3 means when you use the ability, he'll go forward 3 slots in your thing. Has an accuracy of 80%, crit mod at 2%. Does full damage for him is 4 to 7. Just try and get rid of this guy. There we go. Knife in the dark. Good, we dodged it. He's way in the back. He can do pistol shots still. Crit. As you can see, the crit reduced stress for everyone, which is really nice. Let's try Slice Off. Resist the bleed. I forgot about that. They're completely resistant to bleed attacks. Nice, got a kill there. Battlefield Medicine heals 1 to 1. Has chance on self and target to cure Blight or Bleed. No one has Blight or Bleed. And a 1 heal isn't really going to do much for us, so... This will do 2 to 4 damage. This will do 4 to 7 if we hit. So let's try and go for the kill. He dodged. Let's try again. There we go. So it was actually a pretty rough battle, since we got thrown completely out of order. Our Jester ended up taking quite a bit of damage. He's down to just about half health. We did get 25 gold, an Onyx worth 500, so 525 gold, a Portrait for upgrading a building, and 4 crests for upgrading buildings. So let's get these guys back in the proper order. I believe she was in the way back. He was 3rd, and he was 2nd. I forget if I went over how lighting works. Basically, as you progress through rooms that you haven't visited yet, you end up losing light from your torch. You get different effects based on the current light level that you have. Radiant light, you have an increased chance to scout rooms ahead of you, and you have an increased chance at surprising monsters. As we advance, will pop up in the next room. There we go. Dim light is the next stage. If it's at 75 or lower, you get increased stress. You still have a chance to scout and surprise monsters, but it's much less than if you had radiant light up. And as you continue to lose light from this stage on, you end up getting more stress, and the monsters will actually end up getting buffs. They'll end up doing increased damage, and so on and so forth. Things to help them fight you. You'll end up getting increased crit chances, so if you can get crits, it'll end up balancing out the stress if you can land the critical hits, but then you also get increased loot chance against the tougher monsters in lower light, so it's really... Don't want to do it early on in the game, have a low light level, just because, I mean, we lost a guy in the tutorial, so the game's hard enough already without giving the monsters an edge over us. So, we don't... These are our only heroes right now, and Dismas is already pretty stressed out at 44 of 100, so we're going to try and keep the light as bright as possible at this point, just so that we gain as little stress as possible. Ran into a battle. No surprise on either. Quarrel. Hate that. Does a lot of damage. But, let's do Grape Shot Blast. 4, 2, and 3. Nice damage. Dazzling Light has an accuracy base of 80. Does 50% less damage, but it gives us +5 to our current light level, our torch level, which is nice. And it has a 100% chance to stun its target. We also have Divine Grace, which heals for 3 to 5, which are actually gonna... I want to heal our Jester up a bit, but I also want to try and stun... we can't reach this guy back here, so there's no chance of stunning him. There's also Judgment, which does 20% less damage, has a crit mod of 5%, has 80% accuracy, and actually heals just her when she attacks with it. I think it actually has to connect. The blow has to land in order for her to be healed. So we're actually just going to go with heal our Jester up a bit. Nice. 5 HP, the higher end of that spectrum. Tempting Goblet. Gotta start stressing that guy out. We could do Dirk Stab. Moves us forward 3, but we're already at the front, so that won't matter at all. Or Slice Off, which causes bleed, but these guys can't bleed. So that's not good. Does have a high crit chance, so... Do 4 to 7, and much higher chance at critting. Same chance to hit. So I say we go for the high crit chance. Nope. Did do a decent bit of damage, though. Noxious Blast does Blight for 3 points a round for 3 rounds. 33% less damage. Incision, Bleed. They can't bleed. Battlefield Medicine. No one's bleeding or blighted. Holding Vapors. We go with the Stab. No, wait, that's 4 to 7. No way it's gonna kill him, even with a crit. If we critted him, could kill him. This guy's pretty tough, though. We're gonna go with a Noxious Blast to try and poison this guy and get him down. 4 damage, which is really good, and he didn't resist the blight. Nice dodge. Takes 3 damage before his turn. 4 damage. Now he's stunned, and that attack pushes him back too, so that's pretty rough. Now, if the enemy's stunned or you're stunned, you miss 1 round of combat. So if you already acted in this round, then the stun will apply to the next round. If you haven't acted yet, then your stun will affect you that round. Same goes for the enemy. Also, when you lose your turn from the stun, you have a chance to gain stun resist 20%. Both you and the enemy both have that chance, so keep that in mind when you're stunning people. Try and crit this. No, the Arbalist. We're gonna try and get a crit on him. Nope, only 4 damage. That's rough. Oh, he crit us pretty bad there. Stressed out our forward 2 guys. Ah, missed. That sucks. More stress on her and more damage. That's not good. Her turn, we're gonna do Judgment to heal her for 3 HP. Doesn't do anything to the enemy, so it's just... hit chance, crit chance. Let's try and kill this guy just so that... gain some... Nope, no morale. Gain some health, though. He took 3 more damage from his Blight. Jester's taking more damage. He's really not a frontline guy at all, but there's really not much he can do. Well, there's not much I can do, because it's just the way our current setup is. That guy dodged, did some damage there. He's gonna take more stress from Tempting Goblet. It's one of my least favorite abilities. Is the Tempting Goblet. Heal up. No, we're gonna do Judgment on this guy. Take him out, heal ourselves up a bit. I wanted to heal one of our frontline guys, but it's not gonna happen. Try and take him out. Dang it. That Blight killed him. So that's good. Here do Open Vein. He can't bleed, but it does do a decent amount of damage, even though it's 15% less damage mod. It still does 4 to 9 damage, which is a lot better than the Grape Shot Blast at this point, since it's only 1 enemy and the Grape Shot Blast does less damage and it has less of a chance of critting. 8 damage, pretty good. Resisted the bleed, of course. Knife in the Dark. Ooh. That was rough. Only thing he can do is Dirk Stab, since everything else requires him to be in a different position or for the enemy to be in a different position. And this might actually end up killing this guy. Yep. There you go. So that was a rough battle. We lost a lot of health. Rifling through the corpses reveals 200 gold and 2 deeds. Take everything. Heirloom chest, a chest with your family's sigil. Open the chest, contents are yours. 2 busts and 2 deeds. Really low on health, and that's not good at all. These guys got rearranged in the last battle, so we'll fix that. Light is still up at 95, so we can continue. Decorative urn holds the ashes of the departed. I've only run into 1 urn before, and all it did was give us a negative quirk. Basically caused a disease on the person, so I'm just gonna skip it for this playthrough right now. Ran into some enemies. No one's surprised, but they get to go first. Ouch. Alright. Noyers is at Death's Door, which is not good. We're taking a lot of damage. So we need to heal him as soon as possible. This guy back here, this bandit, is horrible. He does blanket shot with his rifle there, which hits everyone. Gonna do Grape Shot Blast. Blanket fire. Death Blow. We lost our Jester. That's horrible. Surprisingly, though, our other heroes didn't get additional stress when he died. I thought for sure they would stress out. Cause bleed 1 point around for 3 rounds. We're just gonna go with Noxious Blast. Does more damage over time. Alright. And we gotta heal up our guys. Did the lower end of the spectrum on that heal, that's not good. Another Blanket Fire. Another heal, 4 that time. A little bit better. Just blast on this guy. Now he's blighted. Open Vein on the back guy. Dang it, I was hoping for a crit there, and he resisted the bleed, but the blight killed him, so that's good. 3 damage from the blight. Take some more damage. Ah, I didn't know that ability caused knockback. That's bad. Have to do Incision. Causes bleed. He should die next turn. Yeah, he only has 2 HP. Before his next turn, these bleed and blight will take effect and end up doing 4 damage. So he's dead. We don't have to worry about him. Which means we can concentrate on the Brigand Fusilier. Either an Open Vein or Pistol Shot. Open Vein is going to cause more damage, but Pistol Shot has a higher chance to crit, but a less chance to hit. We're going to go with Open Vein because it has a chance to cause bleed, and I don't think we're going to get a kill in on this guy this round. So, 6 damage. Ah, he resisted the bleed, of course. Gonna have to heal up our guys. No, we're gonna do Judgment because she needs some health too. Killed the guy in the back, healed herself up, so that's good. And he's dead from his damage over time effects. 50 gold, 2 deeds. So this run is going horribly right now. He only has 4 HP, she has 10, he has 7. So we're gonna have him consume 2 units of food, heal up by 2, move him back to the front, and continue on. Not much we can do. We could abandon the quest, and then we would go back to town and be able to recruit more heroes. But they'll end up taking more stress if you abandon a quest. Your current heroes in the mission will take more stress. Got more stashed heirlooms. I'm thinking we get to this room right here, and then we'll probably abandon the quest. Just because stressed heroes are better than dead heroes. If we can even survive this battle. We did surprise them, so that's good. But we don't. There's a lot of them here. Try and take out this front guy first. Gonna heal up a little bit at least. Wow, that is so unfortunate. I can't believe I'm getting this unlucky with my rolls. At least a dodge. Tempting Goblet, stress him out. He's really stressed. Get him off death's door. Dang it, I was hoping that would kill him. Stress him out even more. And he's at death's door again.
Set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
And he's almost at 100 stress, which is horrible. Excuse me. He's gonna die from blight. So we're gonna do a Noxious Bomb on this guy, see if we can get him blighted. Yep. Get Dismiss off of Death's Door again. He's dead. Just keep pressing on. Resist the bleed. Undead creatures can't bleed, but the blight killed them. Get this guy in front. Just keep whittling away at them. Bayonet jab can be pretty bad. He managed to survive alright. Another tempting goblet, of course. Stress him out completely. His resolve is tested, and masochist. That's horrible. When heroes can't take the stress anymore, they become afflicted. This manifests in different behaviors and stat changes. Afflictions last until you send them to treatment in town, unless you can reduce their stress to 0 during the quest. Now, if you can reduce their stress to 0 during the quest, it'll remove the affliction that you gain. But if you can't and you go back to town, all you have to do is send them to reduce stress in either the Abbey or the Tavern. And even if that doesn't take them down to 0 stress, they'll still remove their affliction. So, he became a masochist. Let's see what that does. And it won't tell us. I don't know why not. Anyway, let's get a blight on this guy. Nice. She's pretty low on health now, so we're actually going to do a judgment to self-heal. Dang it, crit. That is horrible. So that actually caused more stress because tempting goblet on its own causes stress, and then because it crit, it did even more to her. It's 3, let's do life. Reduce a little bit of stress for him. Really wish it told you what this did, but I don't know a way to find out. Dodge, of course. Self-heal again with judgment. Another dodge, naturally. We dodge too, so that's nice. See if we can blight them. Yep. Do another self-heal with judgment. Yes. Killed him, healed ourselves. 2 busts, 100 gold, 4 crests, and a portrait. And we actually completed the objective, which is very surprising. That means there are no more enemies to fight in any of these rooms. They're all in this first 3 rooms along these corridors. Now, once you complete a mission, that's it. You can click and leave the dungeon. You can also continue to explore rooms to find more crests and everything. But you'll also gain stress by exploring more, just the natural stress of exploring the dungeon. Also, you can run into traps along the way, which will cause damage and stress to your heroes, and we're already really low on health and high on stress, so I'm just gonna end the dungeon right here. Take our money and run. So we actually did get quite a few heirlooms, so we should be able to upgrade a building once or twice, or maybe 2 buildings once. 8 busts, 2 portraits, 6 deeds, and 8 crests. Quest reward, because we completed the quest, we got 3,000 gold, 2 busts, and 2 crests, and 875 gold that we collected from our enemies. Noyers died, unfortunately, but Peacock and Brutil, no clue how to say their names, did level up to level 1. Well, we do need to get Decimus some rest and relaxation to get rid of masochistic, which I have no clue what that does yet. I gotta see if I get good things from these. You can't just return to town without seeing these, because they can be negative effects, negative quirks, but I'm doing so horrible now. I need to hopefully get positive ones, but we get error mania, experiences, religious visions, and delusions. She gets Gift of the Healer, 20% heal received while in camp, which we haven't got to camping yet. But at least it was a positive effect and not a negative one.
My obsession caused this great foulness, and it is shameful that I must rely upon you to set it right.
Week 2, we unlock the Tavern and Abbey to reduce stress, which is good. Our Vestal is now level 1, and Apprentice Peacock is now level 1 Plague Doctor. Dismiss, Peacock, and Brutul vanquished many monsters in the ruins. Level 1 short mission. Noyers met their final fate during the quest. Alright, if we go to the tavern for stress relief.
Kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
There's the narrator going on. Stress relief. Heroes relieve stress by taking part in activities at the tavern and abbey. Each activity has different side effects. Experiment to find the best activity for each hero depending on their quirks. Committing a hero to an activity locks them in that activity until the next week. You'll have to take a different hero with you on your next quest. So it will reduce their stress, and it'll actually cost gold for them to take part in activities. It will reduce their stress, but it will cost gold, and they won't be able to fight in your next quest with you. So, if we come here, we see bar, gambling hall, and brothel for the tavern. But if we come to Dismiss and see his quirks, he's a known cheat, which means he's not allowed to gamble while in town. But we can send him to the bar to drink his cares away. It costs 1,000 gold. Things actually get pretty expensive, and you have to be careful. I found out that for short quests for myself, it takes about 2,000 to 3,000 gold to gear up to the way I like to for short quests. So when you're doing in-town things between quests, you gotta make sure that you don't spend all your money trying to heal stress and everything. We come to the Abbey.
The pews set straight. The Abbey calls to the faithful.
A lot of people will have negative quirks where it'll say they can only pray to relieve stress while in town. I don't think we have anyone like that, so you go to the transept to pray to a higher power, and that would be the only place they could heal. You also have your caretaker, which takes care of everything for you in your town while you're off questing in the actual estate area, and he'll actually take part in certain stress reliefs in the Abbey and Tavern, and it's just a way to block out certain things to make the game yet even more challenging for you. Like, you could have a hero that will only relieve stress in the Penance Hall, and if he's in there when you need to relieve stress for him, you'll have to have a week where you can't take your hero out on a quest because he'll just get too stressed out and he'll be too negative, and you won't be able to relieve stress. So they really make this game pretty difficult for you. What we need to do is go to the stagecoach. We have Leper, another Jester, and a Bounty Hunter. So we do have 3 more. We're not going to worry about upgrading it right now. Now, upgrading the Tavern and Abbey is pretty rough because you have to upgrade each section of it individually, and the upgrades for it will reduce the cost, increase the capacity it can hold, and increase the amount of stress relieved by taking part in that activity. But it all does it individually for each one, so First one for each one is increases stress recovery, then I believe reduces cost, then increases the number of slots, and I think it repeats for each one. But then you come to areas like, not the stagecoach. It'll eventually be the guild hall and blacksmith, where you can, where the upgrades are all separate. You'll come to here and you'll have one upgrade path over here, which strictly reduces cost. One that basically it's a lot easier to upgrade the I'm having trouble explaining it right now, but basically the guild hall and blacksmith become easier to upgrade than the abbey and tavern. But we are gonna send, let's see, he's a witness after seeing troubled behavior, will not take part in prayer activity in town. Experiences religious visions and delusions, no stress penalty when walking backwards. So we can't send him to pray, but we can send him to the cloister to meditate, to relieve stress. So we will do that. We're not going to upgrade anything right now, just because it's not worth it to at this point. But we are pretty much set for our next mission. We're going to have to leave her stressed out. But we don't have a choice in that matter. We need 4 people to effectively do quests. But she'll be in the back. We can put our leper in the front. We can do chop, focus, withstand, and solemnity. Heal themselves for 4 HP. It's not bad. But all of these abilities take place in the front 2 rows. Our jester we can actually put in the middle this time. Our bounty hunter we can put in the second slot, I think. Yeah. Second slot, and he'll be able to do all of his abilities, so we can kind of rearrange these a bit. We want you there, you there, you there. So our leper will be in slot 1, bounty hunter in slot 2, jester slot 3, and our vestal in slot 4. But that'll take place in the next video. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I have a lot of fun with this game, even though I am losing horribly in the Let's Play. I'm doing a lot better in my single player, my off-camera game that I have going. I actually am doing pretty good in that one, but this one I'm just doing so terrible in the combat rolls for some reason. Glug glug, this guy's drinking away his cares and worries. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, sub if you want to. Plan on doing a few episodes in this just because the game's a lot of fun, but doesn't seem to be getting too much interest right now, so probably won't go too much longer with this. But I definitely will be playing this off camera more. Not this level, I have my other game that I can play off camera. Next to main menu. Anyway, hope you guys are liking it. That's the end of the video. Take care. See you in the next video.